G'day folks, today I'm on a crayfishing reconnaissance mission. Hey you! You're watching Robbie Fishing. Right, I've got 3 cray nets here, all baited up with chicken carcasses. They've been working well for me this season. I'll throw that out and see how it goes. Hopefully the rope's long enough. That's actually much deeper than I thought it was going to be. Right, I'm feeling confident. Right, now net number 2 here is about 10 or 15 metres upstream of net number 1. I wonder if it's as deep here. I don't reckon it's going to be for some reason. Still quite a bit deeper than I thought it would be. Right, now net number 3 can go just here. I'm just downstream a little bit here. So the net's, I've got one in the middle, then one about 15 metres upstream, one about 15 metres downstream. They're all in really good looking spots and good depths. Let's wait a little while and see how we go. Now while I'm waiting for those 3 nets, I've rigged up a 4th net. I'm going to run 4 nets. I wish I'd put my crampons on. There's a lot of clayey, slippery bank here. I've got them in the car, so I'll put them on when I get back to make sure I've got them on next time. These chicken carcasses, the last couple I had came in, there was 3 in a bag. So I came down expecting to run 3 nets. Turns out this bag had 4 in it, so I've got a couple of spare nets there and I'm allowed 5. So I'm going to run 4 nets. Net number 4. See you in half an hour or so. Right folks, it wouldn't be right if I didn't have an impatient check. They've been in about 25 minutes. I figured it's late in the afternoon, I've got time for 3 checks. The current time is 3:45, so I'll check them now, then I'll check them around about 20 to 5, then I'll check them around about 5:30 when it's half dark, at Twilight Sake. How many crayfish have I caught? How many nets will I lose? Ugh. I'm not going to lose this net, that's a start. I haven't caught any crayfish either. It was on a snag. Off to a bad start. Net number 2, what'll it do? Will it do a poo? Who knows? It might have 2. I don't know. Do you? Let's check it. Right. It doesn't feel very heavy. There's a reason for that, because there's nothing in it. Bum, bum. Net number 3. Now, if anything's going to catch a cray, it's this one. What a beautiful spot for a crayfish to be living. Yes! Folks, I can guarantee now that there are crayfish down here, and that is an absolute monster. Look at the size of that. I'm going to go and get my tape measure and get a quick measure of this crayfish. And she's got eggs, so I'll put her back. I got one on opening that was 120 from her eye to her tail. I reckon this one's going to give that a run for its money. Folks, I've got a measure and she's 135 millimetres from her eye to her tail. The biggest cray that I've caught this season by quite a bit. My biggest ever is 145. Now I've got to be careful that I don't fall into the river here, although I have got my crampons on my feet just to help give me a bit of grip. So if it was a male, I'd just lob him back, but I'll let her walk back. See you later. She'll roll and tumble a bit, but she will be just fine. There she goes. Awesome. I'm going to put my net back where it was, which was about there. I would have liked to have gotten down a bit closer. When I catch a male or any cray without eggs, I'm happy to sort of just throw them back off the high bank. But when they've got eggs, I really want to protect them. But I've got to balance that with risking my life, because if I fall in there, it's going to be hard to get out. And very cold, so guilty. Let's go check net number 4. Yeah, net number 4. This is the reason why I put my crampons on, and I'm glad I did. Feels so much safer. Righto, net number 4. Feels a bit snagged. It's off the snag. It was on a snag though. Nothing. That was on a snag, so I might try and just lob it left-handed this time and put it a little bit further, sort of upstream. I think what happened, as it sunk down onto that snag, so hopefully it's a little bit upstream of that snag now. Alright folks, it's 4:30, I'm going to check the nets for the second time. It's getting very dark. It actually looks a lot later than what it is. I think it's about to pour rain, to be quite honest. Righto. What's the call? Snagged. Snagged is the call. It's always a risk. I'll go and check that other net up there. Then I'll come down and work on this one. Bugger. Alright, net number 2. Please don't be snagged. Doesn't feel very heavy at all. There's nothing in this. Nope, nothing. I'm going to say if there is anything in here, it's not very big. I'll put it back out. Righto, net number 3. This is the one that had that real big girl in it before. Doesn't feel very heavy this time though. Yes it does, it's got another big cray in it. A huge cray. An enormous cray. Is it the same cray? No, I can guarantee right now that it's not the same cray for 2 reasons. One, the other one had quite a soft shell. This has got a hard shell, and look, no eggs. That is an oversized male crayfish. That is so cool. I'll get a quick measurement of him. Righto, big boy. What's the dealio? He is, this is the 120. Yeah, he's oversized. He's about I reckon about 127, 128. He is an oversized male crayfish. That is so cool. That is so awesome. An oversized male crayfish. I'll get this stuff off him. And I said it felt like the net had nothing in it. Wow. Alright mate. See you later buddy. Sounded like a bomb hitting the water. It's that big and heavy. So I've caught 2 and they've both been in the same net. Righto, it's snagged, but it's off. Is there anything in it? No. Just a big rock. Just a big clod. A big old yonny. Righto, put them in for their last suck. I might throw that a bit further upstream. The current seems to drag it down there to that snaggy area. One more check of the nets to go. So I'll put it upstream a little bit. Now it's time for the Twilight Sake. I'll check them when it gets half dark. What? And I was meant to cut down that tree and it whispered to me, "Don't hurt me, I'm a tree." And I said, "Well, you will die a log." Die a log, do you get it? Anyway, I lost the other crane net, that's enough of that. It's darker than it was going to be because guess what just happened? Greg and Reese from Victorian Fisheries Authority rocked up, checked my licence, asked if I had any crayfish and had a good old chat. Wonderful guys. It's great to see Victorian Fisheries working the beat and just making sure that we're all doing the right thing. Now, can I get my assistant to turn the light on, please? Just double click that button at the end. There you go. Loretta's standing there with my Olight headlamp. Here we go. And what's the call? It doesn't feel very heavy. I'm going to say 1. And I wish I hadn't because there's nothing in it. The first net was nothing. Let's go check the other 2. Because there's only 2 left. Right, net number 2, the super net. This is the only net that's caught any crays today, and it's caught 2 monsters, and this time it's caught, as Jackie Chan would say, absolutely nothing. Right, now for the last net. Loretta's waiting on the bank while I come down here because she hasn't got crampons on her shoes. In my cray opening video, I'll put a link to these crampons, and I'll do the same in this video because they are just invaluable on these muddy banks. I'm going to try and put this torch in my mouth. Let's go. Go! It was tangled. Oh, there's a cray in it. There's a cray in it. It was tangled, but I've got a cray. It's undersized. That's good. Something different than a monster. I'll try and get him out. Show you. let go of the rope. Alright folks, there we go. I'll give you a good look. There you go folks. The last net, an undersized cray. Well, I've caught 3. That's 3 more than none and 3 less than 6. But I've had a huge amount of fun doing it, and I hope you've had as much fun watching it as I had making it. Thank you all very, very much for watching.